Good morning. This is Mornings with Michael. Happy Thursday to everybody. Hope everybody's been having a great week so far. News of the day, we got inflation is still too high, says the Fed. We will use our monetary policy tools to restore price stability. In a speech yesterday in Washington, D.C., reports indicate the GOP will propose lifting the debt limit by 1.5 trillion until March 2024. But also reports indicate that this offer will be rejected by the Democrats. During yesterday's session, the CBOE Volatility Index, also known as Wall Street's Fear Gauge, fell to its lowest since November 2021. In Asian markets, the Nikkei index rose 50 points to 28,657. The Shanghai index dipped 3 points to 3367, and the Hang Seng index climbed 29 points to 20,396. In Europe, European stocks are on course for their largest fall in almost 4 weeks amid tepid earnings and the prospect of additional monetary tightening, as the German DAX is down 138 points to 15,756, while the FTSE 100 is down 20 points to 7878. Let's take a look at what's happening here. Tesla Q1 EPS 85 cents versus 84 cents estimate. DR Horton quarterly second quarter EPS was 273 versus 193 estimate. Interparfums IPAR raises full year 23 EPS view to 425 from 4. Las Vegas Sands first quarter EPS 28 cents versus the estimate of 20 cents. Monarch Casino MCRI first quarter EPS 90 cents versus 99 cents. Bath Body Works BBWI downgraded to neutral from overweight at Piper Sandler. Kinder Morgan first quarter EPS 30 cents versus estimates of 29 cents. Banner Corp, which is has a Banner Bank, first quarter EPS 161 versus estimate of 158. Brandywine first quarter FFO shares 29 cents versus 29 cents on revenues of 129.2 million. Discover Financial first quarter EPS 358 versus estimated 391. Eagle Bancorp first quarter EPS 78 cents versus 113 estimate. Equifax first quarter EPS 143 versus estimate 137. F&B Corp Q1 EPS 40 cents versus 39 cents estimate. SL Green Realty first quarter FFO a share 153 versus estimate 141. Synovus SNV Q1 EPS 132 versus estimate 122. Texas Capital TCBI Q1 EPS 70 cents misses the 87-cent consensus. Truist Financial Q1 EPS 105 misses the consensus of 114. Zion Bank Shares Q1 EPS 133 versus estimate at 153. Western Union WEU upgraded to peer perform from underperform at Wolf Research. Alcoa AA first quarter adjusted EPS 23 cents versus estimate of 11 cents. And Steel Dynamics first quarter EPS $4.01 versus estimate of 352. Alcoa was a negative 23 cents versus estimate of negative 11 cents. Just to be clear, Taiwan Semi TSM forecasted decline as much as 16% in Q2 sales amid weakening global economy and struggle to clear inventory. IBM Q1 adjusted EPS 136 versus estimate of 126. F5 Networks FFIV Q2 adjusted EPS $2.53 versus estimate of $2.42. Lam Research, Q3 EPS $6.99 versus estimate of $6.54. Halix, CALX, first quarter adjusted EPS 31 cents versus 28 cents estimate. Crown Castle, CCI, first quarter AFFO per share 191 versus estimate of 186. And Google, GOOGL, plans to introduce generative artificial intelligence into its advertising business over the coming months. Seagate Technologies, STX, has agreed to pay $300 million penalty and settlement with U.S. authorities for shipping over 1.1 billion worth of hard disk drives to China's Huawei in violation of the U.S. export control laws. And that's our news for today. Let's jump into it and take a look at our screen. Got our USO here falling. See if it'll hold the 50-day moving average down 2%. We got UNG. It's pretty low at 6.87. Let's look at the VIX, one of its lowest readings ever. It's actually jumped up this morning, up 2.31% after pretty low reading, 16.17 was a low yesterday, and today it jumped up to 16.96 right now, and it had a high of 17.63. So let's take a look at our yields. Yields are pulling back to the 200-day moving average on the 10-year. 20-year has pulled back to the 20-day moving average. Taking a look at our 1 to 3 year treasury bonds are popping up, so the yields are dropping on the 1 to 3 year as well. Cryptocurrencies are pulling back. Bitcoin has pulled back to its under its 20-day moving average, and Ethereum is pretty close to its 20-day moving average as well. GLD, gold, is gapping up this morning. It did pull back a little bit after bumping its head on looks like the 10-day moving average. And look at silver. Silver is up 0.17%. So let's take a look at a few of our ETFs. Here's utilities, pulling back. Communications, pull back to the 20-day moving average. Real estate, 0.75% pullback. Our building materials is up slightly today. Looks like pretty good cup with handle here. Pull back and now it's trading in a pretty tight range. Industrials are hanging in there. Pretty tight closes there. Healthcare sector is selling off here. Also looks a little bit like a cup with a handle formation in the ETF. Financials, they've come up quite a bit off of their big sell-off. We'll just see if they're bumping their head against declining 50-day and the 200-day. Consumer Select is trying to bounce off the 200-day. We got a lot of lines coming all together here. 50, the declining 10, and 20 are all congregated about the same spot. I would have thought that the technology would have been up a little bit today with yields coming off, but they're down slightly. Semiconductors are bouncing off of their 50-day moving average. Airlines kind of holding strong as they butt up against a declining 50-day. Transportation is getting some good bids here. Now they're above their 50-day moving average. We'll just see. It looks like this chart is saying this is a potential double bottom. First bottom 225.52 and the second one at 212.80. So we'll continue to watch it, see if it gets above the middle of the W here. Take a look at the biotech. After strong move above the 50, it's butted its head against the 200 and has pulled back. And got a little bit of a pullback in the other biotech index. And home builders, home construction, look at that move. Wow. I guess the home builders are kind of expecting rates to fall, and this is by far the most powerful chart that we've looked at in the ETFs today. So let's go take a look at the NASDAQ. And the NASDAQ is 0.36. S&P is off about the same 0.35. The Dow pulling back slightly. And IWM, where we have all of our banks, is pulling, it's pretty flat for the day. Some stocks that were in the news, Riot, blockchain, now with the crypto pulling back, this is pulling back as well, but it went from 516 up to 1428. It's pulling back. Mara Digital also in this area, doing about the same. And this is CleanSpark, provides energy software and is in the crypto mining space as well. So let's just see what's up on volume this morning. At Las Vegas Sands, earnings came in at a 170% increase. You can see the blue dot here highlighting the relative strength line versus the S&P 500 is rising. Hasn't really caught a new high. I guess it's going to be pretty close after today. So that looks good. Number one on our list today is up about 3%, but this is after a big sell-off. Huge volume today, though. We have Chipper XPO gapping up. Pretty big move. We'll have to look into the news there. 4 is up big after selling off 12% the other day. It's up 6% today. It sold off because of a short sellers report saying questionable accounting practices in 2022. There's a lot of buyers coming in today. You can see the volume's pretty high. It's pretty early today, and it's already reached its average volume for the day. We got Lam Research. It sold off a little bit yesterday on negative 6% earnings, but it's moving up pretty well today. And it looks like it's going to overtake the volume on the sell-off yesterday. So that looks good. Alphatech Holdings is up. Spinal implant project, spine screws and spinal spacers for surgical treatment of spinal injuries. European Wax Center. Looks like we got a little bit of a gap up. Pretty good volume here. And then we got our builder, DR Horton. We saw what the building index did, and this is just gapping up. Negative 32% on earnings, but I believe that has beat estimates, and continue to watch that. And Watsco up 6% this morning, negative 2% earnings. Got the red dot, new high on relative strength versus the S&P 500. And the final one on up in volume is Sonova Energy, provides residential solar and energy storage devices. It's up 10% this morning. And then we'll take a look at a few that are down. This 5G play, track the return of performance on 5G. It's down 1.4%. Nevro, interesting, another spinal cord stimulation, down 20%. And their earnings aren't for another 6 days. Griffin manufactures plastic films and laminates. It's down pretty close to 10%, earnings in 14 days. Garage doors, landscaping projects. F5, we had them in the news. Their earnings were up 19%, but missed their estimates. So they're off 3.38%. AT&T is gapping down, but 10% earnings up negative. Actually, earnings are down a negative 5%. Jump over here to American Express. They were down much further earlier. Their earnings came in at a negative 12%. They were down at 154. They're up $6. And Pool down about 3% on negative 42% earnings decrease. Look at this last one, Arcelix. It's down 3%, but it's trading in a pretty good range after big move off of its consolidation. So that's our report for Thursday, April 20th. Hope everybody has a great day. Keep going after your goals and your activities, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. This has been Mornings with Michael for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only. Hope you have a great day. If anybody has any personal finance questions, feel free to reach out to us, and we'll get back to you soon.